Shout out to the main man Blondie and all the Walthamstow man them. Right, healthcare, mate. Who thinks healthcare's good in jail? Yeah, no one. No one. Who's ever met anyone that said healthcare was worth anything in jail? I mean, please. I mean, it's actually, it's all right if you fancy eating paracetamol for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of your life. I mean, your quid's in, mate. I mean, they'll give you paracetamol for everything, mate. Everything. Headache, paracetamol. Gut-ache, paracetamol. Toothache, paracetamol. Knob-ache, paracetamol. Broken arm, paracetamol. Uh, food poisoning off the fish at Cervery, paracetamol. You know what I mean? It's a joke. It's ridiculous. The healthcare staff have a starting point that you're lying to them. Whatever you're going there for, you're lying. Whatever you're going there for, you are lying to have them over, because obviously every single prisoner that's ever lived must just be spilling his beans over the thought of blagging a tramadol out of them. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, like. I mean, yeah, I mean, you have to put an app in for everything in jail, yeah? Literally everything. So if you wanna see the doctor, you got to put an app in. The dentist, you got to put an app in. If you wanna get something out your property, you got to put an app in. You got to put an app in and talk to the governor or a screw. You got to put an app in for everything. Just imagine if you got a request for anything, you got to put an app in, yeah. So you put an app in for the doctor. Say, I don't know. Say you got a bad stomachache. You're doubled over in pain. Or do you know what? In my case, I had this is a bit disgusting, like, but I had an ingrown toenail. Years to go in jail. They ain't no laughing. There's no joke. Like, when they're proper bad, putting app in after app in after app. It was doing in months. I literally had to cut the back of my 110s. Yeah, to cut the back of my 110s to relieve the pressure because I couldn't walk. All for the sake of what? Literally, by the time I got to see him 6 months, but months and months later, it was a 5-minute procedure and he got cut out. Obviously, I understand it's had to get someone else here, like a foot doctor and all that, but just say you got a bellyache, mate. Say you got a bellyache and you're doubled over in pain and you're absolutely in agony. That's a doctor's job. You could go down, you could see the nurse, and I don't understand why you have to see a nurse first and all this rubbish, yeah, because a nurse can't. It's like a community police officer. They got nothing, no power to do nothing, yeah. So you got to go through the rigmarole of talking to a nurse that can't really do nothing. And then, so you put in your app. Maybe the nurse will say, oh yeah, you got to see the doctor or whatever. But that might have taken you. So you put in an app, and it could be 4 weeks, and you spent 2 weeks of that in agony, and now you're cured. You go to see the doctor. There's nothing wrong with you now. You know, literally nothing wrong with you. All the psychiatrists are trainees. They'll work for healthcare. The healthcare people. All the psychiatrists are trainees. Yeah, they was. I'm pretty sure they still are. But just imagine you need serious help, and you're talking to a trainee that don't really know what they're doing, and you don't even know they're a trainee. You know what I mean? It's yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I went to Pentonville. Yeah, when you arrive at any jail, yeah, like the day you get there, the night within the first 3 hours, you'd have seen a doctor and a nurse and all that, yeah. Well, to assess you, see what sort of state you're in, blah blah blah. They'll ask you about drug problems, this, that, you know. Also, in a police station, there's certain offences called trigger offences, yeah. If you get nicked for burglary, they might give you a drug test. Not all the time. Sometimes they might give you a drug test. Oh, look, a lot of heroin users do burglary or crack, so we'll test you for heroin and crack. Did that to me, I come back negative, yeah? Negative, which means I wasn't on it, right? Got to Pentonville, that's already known anyway, yeah? But they was offering everybody, and I'm saying, listen, it's a big old jail, mate, yeah? It's not just me arriving. There'll be 100 odd, 200, who knows, yeah? Hundreds of people arriving. They were offering everyone, bar none, methadone scripts. Offering everyone we're all sitting in the waiting room, like sitting on the induction wing. The wing we were gonna like be like, I think the induction wing was G wing back then, and no, it weren't. I'm talking rubbish. It led on to J wing, the induction wing. Anyway, and it wasn't G wing because G wing was on the opposite side. Maybe it's D wing. I can't remember, but yeah, so we're sitting there and they're literally calling us in one at a time, assessing us and offering everyone methadone. A lot of boys took it just for the fact they wanted to get off their nut, but thinking what? And methadone is 100% pure heroin, yeah? 100% pure heroin, right? I mean, it's not the heroin that kills you if you're a drug addict. I mean, you could get a rubbish bit one day, good bit one the next day, a rubbish bit the next day. So you don't know how strong it is, and you're just going to OD because you don't know how much you're putting in. You don't know what other poisons. It's all poison, right? But you don't know what other poisons put in it. You know what I mean? So you're not curing yourself with methadone. You literally just stay in a drug addict forever. Yeah. And I was offering everyone it. They offered me it. Everyone. I'm thinking, why are they trying to make drug addicts there, you know? And that's another thing I've never understood, yeah? Get put on a methadone. Never done methadone or anything in my life, yeah? But you get put on it, say you go to jail and they put you on 10 mil or whatever it is they put you on, right? Now, it's a good idea. You don't want people rattling and walking about and saying that, you know? Some people might say, well, it's easy, isn't it? Chuck them in a cell for 3 days and they're over it. But, you know, give them 10 mil. 2 weeks later, give them 8 mil. 2 weeks after that, give them 6 mil. 2 weeks after that, make them foot. No, don't make it negotiable. I mean, you can go up and up and up now. You can start. They could give you 10 mil. You could end up on 50, 60, 70 mil, and you're only taking that to get off your nut, ain't you? Really, if you're going to be honest, you're only going up and up and up because you want to get off your nut. Yeah, you ain't got no intention of stopping. And why would you ever want to stop when you're getting pure shit given to you constantly for free daily? Yeah. They also, certain jails, right, they might have a policy against certain meds, yeah? I don't even know if it's like a universal, but like for the whole of England, all the jails. I don't even have to have the same policy, right? But you could go to a jail and they could say, right, like you've been given meds from your doctor on the street, yeah? So like your proper doctor sort of thing, yeah? He knows you, you've gone and had your physical examination, you've told him what's happened, and he's prescribed you something, yeah? Because with your doctor, he knows what you got to have, and he's prescribed you it. You turn up at jail and they say, oh, you're not allowed them. You go, well, I've took them for 10 years. What are you on about? No. This jail is not allowed. That's illegal. But it goes on all the time, yeah? You can't have them. What are you talking about? You're just going to stop me taking meds? Yeah, you're going to have paracetamol, like, or they'll just come out of the blue and say, doctor's decided to wind you down. He's going to drop you down. And it's like, what? I've took the same thing for 10 years. My doctor has given me 10 years, yeah? Not me personally, I'm just talking about in general. My doctor's given me for 10 years. Yeah, but this prison doctor that's never even met you has looked at your file and decided that he's going to drop you down every like 50%. You're like, what? Like, what? Yeah, but they do this. This is all illegal shit. But well, who cares? You know what I mean? We're all playing PlayStations and banging Christmas dinners, apparently. I wasn't even going to say, I had to see a dentist before, yeah. Them two. That one and that one. Fake, yeah? Just them two, right? Got knocked out years ago, right? Had a bit of a scuffle. I mean, I probably deserved it. I did deserve it, right? It was just a fight and I had him knocked out. And when I went to jail, I thought I might as well get these sorted. Yeah, I was only like 17 when it happened. Yeah, I didn't really care that because it was only one tooth that was missing. One had gone back a little bit, moved. One tooth missing. Yeah, it just wasn't on my priority list to get sorted. Yeah, and went to jail for I'll get sorted. This is how inept they are. Like, it's all part of healthcare, isn't it? Doctor, dentist, psychiatrist, whatever. It's a mould, isn't it? Whoever had like them things, it's a mould, isn't it? Yeah. It's a mould. They put it in, they mould it, and then they make it. It's impossible. How can you mould someone's mouth and then get the measurements wrong? You're literally putting the thing in the mould, innit, and just letting it solidify. That's it. This geezer done me. Like, I'm putting the mould in. You got to come back and get your feel because they're not really there and then, are they? You got to have them made. And they were too big. They were literally too big. I said, like, I couldn't even. I used to whistle when I talked to her. The whistle when I used to eat, they used to just drop out. Like, if I laughed, they'd drop out. I had to go back and say, I put up with it for about a couple of months. I was like, mate, these are too big. He's like, they can't be too big. Well, don't tell me they're not too big, mate. They're massive. Look at me. Anyway, yeah, I've got them changed. Well, I mean, but what a joke. I mean, hospital trip. I went to when I was in Stockton. Yeah, I've been in jail a few years by this point, a couple of years, doing a 6. So I've probably been in. If I was in Stockton, I was in over 2, but by this point, yeah, I've been over 2. I'm sitting down watching telly, right, and they're talking about ball cancer, yeah. Check your nuts for a lump and all that bollocks, right? All that bollocks. So I've checked and I'm like, I've got a lump, mate. I've got a lump. That's it. I'm dying. That's it. That's me gone. Like, you know what I mean? That's it. I started planning my funeral and all that. I've got cancer. That's me gone. Went to see a nurse, put an app in, told me to take paracetamol. I said, fuck you, let me see a doctor. I'm dying here. Right? They work like that. It's a lump in it. Like, yeah, they take certain things serious. I said I've got a lump. I had to see the doctor, yeah. He checked out. It's a cyst, right? It's a cyst, yeah. It was nothing, yeah. But I had to go to an outside hospital for a scan on it, yeah. Just to be on the safe side, yeah. And I say scan, and do you know, like a pregnant women scan, like they put the gel on their belly, and do that thing. That's what I had to have, yeah. So like, I went out with a couple of screws, and it's like, long story short, yeah. I'm talking by the time I got there, yeah. It's a big old rigmarole going. You got over with the big old cuffs and uncomfortable. I was sitting in a cab between 2 screws in the middle seat. You know what I mean? It was uncomfortable. Got there, and I want some big old long lead, yeah. It was like some big old long lead, so I could lay on the bed. I've had to lay down, pull my trousers down, yeah. And this nurse has come in, and I'm trying to be polite here, yeah, but you know, she was plain. I'm trying to be so polite. She weren't my cup of tea, yeah. Know what I mean? In any circumstances, she just weren't my cup of tea. But I've been in jail 2 years. Well, over 3. Say 3. You know what I mean? And I'm standing there with 2 screws, standing there, like next to me, yeah, trousers around my ankles, and this not my cup of tea screw, like nurse, is like gelling up my balls and all that, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh no, my old boy's getting hard, isn't it? Not in front of the screws, please. And I've started to think, like, I'm counting backwards, and I'm thinking of anything, you know what I mean? Just thinking of a spider eating a bloody fly. Just please, just don't go hard in front of this bloody nurse and screw. And she actually felt it going on, and she laughed. Oh, and the screw sitting, and the screw sort of half knew and laughed, but yeah, I'd been in jail 3 years. What did I expect? Yeah, I was thinking, please, and I got it down. It wasn't like a full-on salute, yeah. I managed to not bolt in her eye or nothing, you know what I mean? But yeah, 3 years, man. I had this woman rubbing gel on me balls. I was like, oh my god, I'm like, please. Do you know what? There's actually one more example of healthcare. Yeah, it's healthcare in jail, mate. And do you know what? If someone's going to ask me about healthcare, this would be what I think of healthcare. Yeah, I went to healthcare one day. Got one of them. Yeah, inoculation, right? against whatever. I can't remember. Wish I didn't, yeah. Probably nothing to do with that, by the way. I just got to say that. Probably nothing to do with that, yeah. Probably absolutely nothing to do with that, yeah. But that night, I've already spoke about that. I thought I was having a heart attack, yeah. Thought I was having a heart attack. Literally, I was laying there watching telly and it just felt like someone just went, yeah. Got on the bell. I think I'm dying here, yeah. I can't breathe. Well, you must be able to breathe because you're talking. What? Like, well, you can't breathe. If you can't breathe, you can't talk. Like, go and get a nurse. I think I'm dying. Arguing with Screw back and forward. Hours later, you know, the nurse comes, saying the same thing. I generally think I was experimented on that night, mate. I've probably been smoking too much bongs, yeah, but I'm clearly in distress. I've got pins and needles in my left arm, all the way down my left arm, and I'm not like I'm sleeping on it. I haven't been asleep. I'm just laying like pins and needles down my left arm, and I can't breathe. Yeah, and I'm telling the nurse this. Probably in my head, I'm thinking it's mild. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there and then. I'm a young geezer as well. I'm like 23. I'm having a mild heart attack. She's going, don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. Anyway, I got left all night. All night, didn't see no one, yeah? Just read it out and eventually just sort of like sobered up in the morning, if you know what I mean. I say sobered up, I don't know the real word, yeah? And was sweet. That night, trying to go to sleep. And this went on for I think I wasn't counting it really, but that it went on for months, and it did go on for at least 6 months. Every night. There was exceptions, right? You know what I mean? It's not like I didn't sleep, but every night I'm laying down, yeah? And it just felt like I couldn't breathe. As I was dropping off, it felt like I couldn't breathe and I was suffocating and I'd have to sit up. And I'd lay down again and the same thing would happen, right? And it got to the stage where I was literally just sitting up on my bed, putting pillars up against the wall, sitting up like that and just falling asleep. Well, I don't know, I'd wake up in the morning on the bed or whatever, yeah? But that's how I was having to fall asleep, sitting bolt upright, yeah? Otherwise I felt like I was suffocating. Putting apps in to see the doctor. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You get down there. What's the problem? And I'm telling him, saying, listen, every single night I'm falling asleep. And when I'm falling asleep, it feels like someone's putting a bag over my face and I can't breathe. Yeah? Oh, well, the only thing, he's giving it all some fake checks on my chest and all this shit, yeah, which I knew he was just doing for the sake of it, yeah? He went, well, the thing is, this is a doctor. This is like the professional doctor. The thing is, because it's not happening right now, and you're sort of like, and you're normal now. Your breathing's normal now. Your heart rate's normal now. Your blood pressure's normal now. Because everything's normal now, there's nothing I can do. I'm like, what? Well, why don't you come see me at night then? Oh no, well, blah blah blah. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Where they think you're lying. They think you're lying. What am I trying to scam here by saying this? What am I trying to scam? You know what I mean? What sort of meds am I trying to scam out of them? What, a sleeper? Please. I'm saying I'm having a heart attack, mate. I couldn't care less about the sleeper. You know what I mean? And this went and sent me back to the wing. And it's still happening. I'd kick off, I'd moan, I'd go and see the doctor again. I'd get told the same thing. Well, because it's not happening right now. I'm thinking, you want me to die. You literally want me to die. What? You don't want to take responsibility for that or something? Is this what this is? And you're just refusing me just say, no, you're lying. I didn't even come to that conclusion. I didn't even put the two and two together. Well, until like quite recent. You know what I mean? A few years ago. But at the time, then I didn't put that together. So I'm just complaining like I ain't got a clue what's going on. And no, there's nothing wrong because it's not happening right now. I'll send the doctors to come and see me tonight then. I guarantee it's happening at 10 o'clock at night or whatever. Oh, no. Yeah. It's only because I just, well, by luck that I don't, to this day I don't actually know what was wrong. I just, like I said, I just got over it. Like, that's what happens. You put apps in, you get ignored. I literally was having heart problems every night. Freaking out at night. Come dinner time, I was thinking, I can't be dealing with this, sitting up again, fighting not to go to sleep because I feel like I'm going to suffocate. Yeah, that's healthcare. If you enjoyed that, hit the subscribe and we'll chat tomorrow. Adios.